Hello everyone, my name is Michael Hughes and I am the Senior Manager of TASL, and today we're going to have a brief overview about the TASL Recertification Academies for both the Principal AP Academy and the Recertification Supervisor Academy. So quickly, if you attend any meetings for these academies, or really any state meetings in general, if you use generative AI tools, they will be removed from the meeting as they are not permitted. So just know if you attend like an office hour sessions that you'll hear me talk about here in a little bit, just know that those items will be removed. So today we're going to look at state statute requirements, the exceptions to those who don't need to do the academy, if you're in the correct academy, general overview about the academy, and guidance on completion of the academy. At the very end, I'll provide kind of the general contact information if you have any questions of where you'll need to reach out to. So state statute details that an administrator or supervisor in a TASL mandated role must complete the TASL Academy once every 5 years. And so these academies do include academies that predated TASL. The prime example of this would be the GASL Academy, but individuals are expected to complete an academy once every 5 years. The only exception to this, as it's directly laid out in statute, is those that meet the 15-year marker, or otherwise known as TASL exemption, in which they have 15 years or more in a TASL mandated role. So as I just stated, administrators who fall into one of the categories below are not required to complete the academy. And the number one primary group of that would be the those who qualify for TASL exemption. Again, it is administrators with 15 plus years of experience in a TASL mandated role. It is only in-state experience only, are individuals that qualify for exemption. To actually submit the exemption request, all individuals need to do is that they'll go into their T-Encompass account, go to their TASL tab, and they will click the request exemption button. At that point, they will then put in their information, and then the district has to sign off on it as well, and then it comes to our office for processing. Again, though, the only individuals that should be considered for this are individuals that have 15 years or more in a TASL mandated role specifically. The other group of individuals that do not have to complete the academy requirement are those who are in non-TASL mandated roles. So you may have district personnel that are clearly not in TASL mandated positions. Those individuals do not need to complete the academies once every 5 years. If you fit into one of those categories, whether you're non-TASL mandated or you're an administrator who qualifies for exemption, if you'll reach out to our office, we'll give you information and guidance on how to basically be removed from the enrollment of the academy. All right, so to determine that you are in the correct academy, there's currently 4 academies that will be operating this year. They're the 2 initial academies and the 2 recertification academies, which obviously we'll be talking about most today. So the 2 initial academies are the initial principal and initial supervisor. Those academies, initial principal AP, is an academy specifically for individuals that have never done an academy in the past. And then initial supervisor is an academy for instructional supervisors at the district level that are TASL mandated that have never done an academy in the past. But for all intents and purposes, the academies we're talking about today are the 2 recertification academies. And so you really got to think about what is your current role to determine which of the academies you would be enrolled in. Those who have completed a previous academy in the past and are currently serving in a principal or AP role would qualify and need to enroll in the recertification principal AP academy. And those who have completed an academy in the past or an equivalent and are currently an instructional supervisor that's TASL mandated would complete the recertification supervisor academy. Now, a common question that our office has received is, what if I am an individual that the initial academy I did, let's say 5, 6 years ago, was as a principal or an AP, and now I'm a district level instructional supervisor that is TASL mandated. Do I have to complete an initial supervisor, or do I qualify for the recertification option? If you completed any initial academy in the past, you qualify for the recertification of your current role. So in this case, someone who served as a principal or AP and did their initial academy as a principal or AP does qualify for the recertification supervisor if their current role is an instructional supervisor that is TASL mandated. So if you're an administrator supervisor who has never completed an initial academy previously or an equivalent, such as the university partnership pathway with the individualized professional learning plan, then you should not be completing the recertification academy. You would need to complete the initial academy. And so again, completers of any previous academy or the university partnership pathway are eligible for the recertification option. If you need to sign up for a different academy, please reach out to the inbox and to request assistance there. All right, so general overview, some general information about the Academy. Um, when it comes to the recertification academies, both the Principal AP and the Supervisor recertification academies consist of two separate courses. And so what you see up here on the screen is what it in essence should look like for you once you have enrolled in everything that you need to enroll. There will be a course one that is both principal and supervisor TASL recertification academies. As you see there where it says principal supervisor TASL recertification course 25-26. Uh, both the principal AP Academy and the Supervisor Academy have the same course one. So you're all looking for that first one you see down there that says course one. Where it differs for course two is dependent on which academy you're in. They are slightly different from one another. So there is a specific course two principal recertification TASL Academy, and there's a specific course two supervisor recertification TASL Academy. Now you should be receiving, if you have not already, links to the courses. You will be given two separate links, a link to course one that you will need to complete and a link to course two that you will need to complete. You do have to complete on each of those links individually because if you just click on the link for course one, when you finish course one, it does not automatically enroll you in course two. It requires that link specific enrollment to be able to open the course to you. So you do have to click on both links individually to access both of the courses you will need to complete. When you click on each course, course one is made up of modules one and two. So again, everyone will have the same course one. So everyone will have modules one and two on that same course. And then for course two, both academies modules 3 through 6 are in their respective course twos. So if you have the course 2 principal academy or a principal slash AP academy, you will have modules 3 through 6 in there. And if you have course 2, the supervisor recertification academy, you will have modules 3 through 6 in there. So you just be aware that when you complete everything fully, you should have done two separate courses with a total of 6 modules between both of them. To receive the required completion banner at the end, so once you've done everything, it is going to require that you have completed all of the modules in each of the courses. So you will have to complete both all the or either complete all of modules 1 and 2 in course 1 and all modules 3 through 6 in course 2. Now, just to talk a little bit about the system TeachAll, the system's been around for a little more than a year now, so I'm sure many of you are very familiar with it at this point. But again, each enrollee will complete two separate courses within the TeachAll system. Like I said, that email, if you have not received it, you will shortly will be sent with a link to enroll in each course for the correct academy. So everyone will get the same link to course one, and then depending upon what academy you're enrolled in for course two, will determine which of those two links you get for that. The courses are asynchronous learning modules, and so you can complete them at your own pace. There aren't any official meetings that you have to attend, and the system is designed to that it's supposed to be you can do it at your own pace where if you leave, it saves automatically your answers that you've inputted, and so that you come back to it. Now, I do want to make a note from just some information I had received from completers of the Academy last year, is that there were some, not many, but there were some individuals that for whatever reason, the course, when they typed their answers in or the information it was requesting in that section, when they left and came back, it had erased everything. And so the system is not supposed to do that. It is supposed to be an autosave system, but a recommendation that I would encourage all of you to do is open a separate Word document, and as you're actually inputting your answers, you also put them on that Word document as well. And that way, if anything happens and everything gets deleted, then you actually have a method to be able to pull that information back over instead of having to retype everything all over again. Again, the system is supposed to be an autosave system, but I know there were a few individuals last year that had issues with that. And so, as I've been talking about, each course is broken into separate modules, and then there are a series of tasks that you have to complete with each module. When you log into your account, it will show you what courses you're currently enrolled in on the home screen, and you'll need to click on the TASL Academy courses. So you'll need to click on, obviously, Course 1, and then when you're done with Course 1, you'll click on Course 2. You'll see a progress bar that'll show you how much of the course has been completed thus far. It's a percentage bar. And so if you get everything done, it should say 100% completed. The screen shows all course modules, including those already completed. So just be aware that it'll show you ones that you have and have not done yet. So just be aware of that. Now, upon completion of each course, a certificate will be provided. So what that's basically letting you know is that when you have completed everything, you will have two separate certificates of completion, one for each of the courses. You will have a certificate of completion for course 1, and you will have a certificate of completion for course 2. You will have to upload each of these certificates separately. And the place that it kind of mentions here on the screen that is the best place to put it is when you go to your T-Encompass account, navigate to your licensure tab, go down to the attachment section and upload each certificate underneath that attachment section. If it's located under the licensure tab, I'll have access to it, and so I'll be able to see everything when it's time for me to look to award you your completion banners. All right, office hours. So every few weeks, I will be hosting office hours for any administrator that's enrolled in one of the academies, whether it's an initial academy or a recertification academy, to come ask any questions that they may have. These office hours are not required. They are not mandatory. You do not have to attend them, but they are broken down. It says core region, but it's really by grand region. So there will be a East Tennessee office hour, a Middle Tennessee, and a West Tennessee. Um, just know that the idea behind this is any questions that you may have, it's an opportunity for you to ask them directly to me, to get assistance directly to me. These sessions are not going to have like presentations or trainings attached to them. So they're just going to be literally opportunities for individuals to ask any questions that they may have. If you do decide to come to one, because maybe you have some questions you would like to ask, when you finish your questions, you do not need to feel like you have to stay. You're more than free, welcome to go at that point, as this is not required. So again, you're not required to stay for a whole session if you do attend, and technically you do not have to attend, as these are just opportunities to ask any questions that you may have. So what you see on here, the screen in front of you now is the dates and times for each of the office hour sessions. Please note the difference between East Tennessee and the other grand regions, as East Tennessee's time is in Eastern time, whereas Middle and West Tennessee is in Central time. But you can see here that the dates are September 29th, November 17th, and December 8th. Now, there are obviously dates after those days in particular, but those are really for those office hours like in February and March. Those are really for the initial academy, since the recerts are only taking place in the fall. So the recert academy will be done in December, so you won't need to attend any sessions after the December 8th date. All right, so the recertification academies will run from September 8th to December 12th. Again, you can complete these at your own pace, as they are fully asynchronous learning modules. As a reminder, there are two separate courses and a total of 6 modules between both courses. So course 1 has modules 1 and 2, and course 2 has modules 3 through 6. At the conclusion of the course, once you have finished everything, both course 1 and course 2, and I will actually upload TASL banners into everyone's TASL accounts that completed the recertification academies. This verifies the year in which you completed the academy, which obviously then allows you to kind of keep pace with meeting your marker of once every 5 years. Another item that I have not mentioned previously is that you will receive TASL credits for completion of the Recertification Academy. The Recertification Academies are worth 7 TASL credits, so half of the required amount that you need each year. I will also be the one to upload those credits to your T-Encompass account, which is different than what you're used to. I know most of you probably submit your own TASL credit request to your districts, who then process it for you. When it comes to the Recertification Academy, that is not how that process will work. I will actually complete a batch upload of everyone that completed it all at once and award those 7 credits to every person that completed the academy. So just know that once you have completed all the courses and all the modules in both course 1 and course 2, um, when you get both of those certificates and you have uploaded them to your licensure tab, not the TASL tab, but the licensure tab, you are in essence done at that point. I will take it over from there. I'll upload the banners into your accounts and I will upload the credits into your TASL tabs. Now, a couple of changes, which really this is just a reference from last year. I've actually gone in and worked with our LMS system to try and go ahead and correct these on the front end. But just in case something happens, I just want to make sure I'm very clear on this. You know, each module of the Recertification Academy does have a pre-work section, and originally it said that you had to do like 3 or 5 ELA IPG walkthroughs, which the Recertification Academy does center around the usage of the ELA IPG. That is not the case. You will not need to do 3 to 5 IPG walkthroughs for every single module of the Academy. The truth is you will only need to complete one IPG walkthrough that you can use for all the modules. You'll just use the different sections of the walkthrough that you did. So again, you only need to complete one IPG walkthrough, whether you're in the Principal Recertification or the Supervisor Recertification Academy, to meet that pre-work requirement in all those modules. Also, some of the videos may mention something about virtual classes or learning. We have removed these sections from the actual trainings themselves because obviously virtual learning isn't as prevalent today as it was, a few years ago. And so just know that all of the sessions, all of the videos, all of the tasks that are associated with this recertification academies are centered around the traditional in-person classes. So just know that you will not need to complete anything that may mention virtual classrooms. Audits will be conducted every few weeks to monitor enrollee progress. Just so you know, these are not like got you moments or anything like that. These aren't even mandated dates that you have to have these things done. This is just, I want to make you aware, I'll be transparent that I'm just going to be looking to see how people are progressing through the academy. So for modules 1 and 2, I'm going to do an audit on October 6th just to kind of see how everybody's progressing through and then kind of track it from there. Modules 3 and 4 will be November 3rd, and then modules 5 and 6 will be December 1st. Again, I do not want you to think that these are due dates. These are not due dates for these courses, or these modules, I should say. But rather, this is just a date I'm going to look to kind of see how people are progressing through each of the courses and all of their modules. And just so you know, too, you're welcome to move ahead of schedule. You do not, number one, these are not due dates. And number two, you don't have to wait till after October 6th to do modules 3 and 4. You do not have to wait till December, you know, November 3rd to do modules by 5 and 6. So you can actually work at your own pace here. So I want to make sure I was clear on that as well, that again, these are not due dates. You do not have to have these done on this date. For all intents and purposes, you just have to have both courses done, all 6 modules, by December 12th. All right, so if you have any questions about anything, the email address I put up on the screen is the TASL inbox. It's tassel.information@tn.gov. Any questions that you may have, just send them directly to that inbox. I am the person that oversees the inbox, so just know that the information you'll be getting from that inbox will be coming from me. But it allows me to kind of keep track of information and numbers of how many people are, requesting assistance and that sort of thing. So if you could just reach out to that inbox, I'd greatly appreciate it if you have any questions. The other email address you see up here is if you have any issues with T-Encompass directly itself. That's more of like a technical situation. So, the T-Encompass support, their email address is listed there. Alrighty, and so to finish up, I just want to say how much I appreciate every single one of you and what you do on a daily basis. The amount of time and energy that you pour into your students and educators, is truly unmatched. It's so incredible the work that you do, and I just know that I feel blessed and I feel grateful to be working with individuals that do such an incredible job. If you ever have any questions, like I said, you're welcome to reach out to the TASL inbox email that I previously showed. But if there are any questions about anything, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.